What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. How about that awesome intro? That intro is courtesy of @PopTurntable on Instagram. Aaron has a really cool Instagram channel, but his main job is to make cool animations like that. And Aaron is responsible for not only my normal intro that you see with every video, my comic book intro, but also that really cool kind of second intro with an animated version of the War of the Bounty Hunters. And that's what we're going to be covering today. So I want to say thank you to Aaron for allowing me to use that. And stay tuned for the end of the video where he took a different cover variant and made an outro for this video. So once again, thank you, Aaron, for that awesome intro. And I thought today we would talk about War of the Bounty Hunters. If you're a comic book collector, specifically a Star Wars comic book collector, you know all about War of the Bounty Hunters. It's a major crossover developed by Marvel Comics that it covers across all of the different Star Wars franchises within the comics. So there's a series called Bounty Hunters, Star Wars Bounty Hunters. We got Dr. Aphra, we got Darth Vader, and then we got the standard Star Wars line of comics. So those four, plus this is a 5-part series that I wanted to dive into, give you a little bit of backstory behind it, talk about some of the different cover variations that are out there. And also, I've got two right here in front of me. I've got the action figure variant by John Tyler Christopher, and I've got the McNiven Crimson variant with the cover of Boba Fett with flames all around him, and he's holding Han and Carbonite. And I'm going to give these two away at the end of this video. So stick around for the end of the video to find out how you can be entered to win these two. I'm going to ship them to anyone, anywhere in the world. And I'm going to use a nice Gemini case so they don't get bent up. They're in great shape, probably 9.4, 9.6 condition. So stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll tell you how you can win those. First, let's talk a little bit about War of the Bounty Hunters, what it is, and kind of the genesis of it. There was a great article back in April on Go Collect's website. Go Collect obviously covers the comic book industry, and I've been meaning to put this video together sooner, but I've just been so busy with work and other kinds of videos that you guys seem to like the market updates, that I hadn't gotten around to it. Well, now that people are starting to have those issues roll in, I thought we would take a look at a little backstory, and I'm going to show you some sales so you can kind of get a sense of all the different covers that are out there and what's been selling for hot on the secondary market. It's almost like a kind of precursor or a prelude to what we can expect to see long term with which ones are going to be high demand. So there's like 40 different covers for this first issue, and it's hard to decide which ones to get. And while I personally have not gotten all of them, I've certainly gotten a bunch of them. But anyway, War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha, which is kind of the prelude issue before they dig into part number 1, which is the follow-up that came out this month. But the Alpha, the War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha is kind of the prelude issue, and that came out May 5th. And back in 2019, you can see right here, Charles Soule pitched the concept story to Marvel. And what the idea was, is centered around answering one question involving Han Solo and Boba Fett. What happened between the events of Empire the Strikes Back, when Boba Fett took possession of Han Solo in Carbonite, before he delivered it to Jabba the Hutt? And so, Charles Soule is a pretty well-known writer within the Star Wars comic universe. He has penned a number of different issues for the Darth Vader line of comics, as well as the standard Star Wars line. And he's just got some absolutely fantastic stories. But what it talks about is Boba Fett is in possession of Han Solo, but then is not in possession of Han Solo at the beginning of War of the Bounty Hunters. So something happened, and these comics, it's a 5-part series, are going to cover everything. And the series is going to feature some pretty big names that we all know and love. Jabba the Hutt's going to play a role. They're actually going to bring out a separate Jabba the Hutt mini-series around this War of the Bounty Hunters crossover. Darth Vader, Black Sun, which I was really excited to hear that Black Sun, which is a criminal syndicate that you see in a lot of the expanded universe novels. It's really cool that they're including Black Sun as part of this. I know that IG-88 is going to play an appearance in an upcoming Darth Vader issue. Dirge, the bounty hunter, who was believed to have died back in the Clone Wars after being thrown into the sun by Anakin Skywalker in a Dark Horse comic. Well, he apparently is back because he's showing up in a Dr. Aphra comic that's coming out later this month. So there's a lot of really cool, well-known characters within the universe that are going to be kind of reappearing or first appearances. And I know that the first issue of this alpha is going to have some first appearances of a gentleman named Doc Leroy. I don't know anything about him yet. I haven't looked into him. There's also a first appearance of the Black Mandalorian armor. So that's a couple of the cover variants that I'll show you here in a little bit. And so the Go Collect article really covers, is this worth buying? Is this worth speculating on? And a number of big channels on YouTube, they are pretty heavily speculating on this comic from an investment perspective. Again, I don't invest in comics. I just collect what I like. And if you got a comic with a cover of Boba Fett on it, I'm probably going to want it, you know. So there are some epic ones that I'll show you. But anyway, this mini-series is 5 issues, as I mentioned, and it's going to conclude in October of this year. And, you know, this is a good point raised by the article that, you know, the other big push by Marvel this year is the High Republic and High Republic Adventures. And those feature new characters that take place well before the Clone Wars, hundreds of years before the Clone Wars. And so it's a little bit of a more difficult proposition to reel in longtime fans with new characters. They want to see stuff that they know well. And this series ties in well in that respect, in that you're bringing back well-known characters like Boba Fett, Jabba, Darth Vader, and so forth. And you also have the Disney Plus series coming up called The Book of Boba Fett at the end of this year. That apparently production's already wrapped, and so it's definitely a go for the end of this year. And so this mini-series will tie in nicely to kind of get people excited about the Book of Boba Fett that's coming on Disney Plus. So it's a natural kind of fit, I think. Even though Charles Soule, the writer, pitched this back in 2019, it seems like Marvel and Disney really timed it perfectly in terms of the release date for this mini-story. So, you know, what's the downside of chasing this series if you're a collector and you're looking at it to, you know, as a long-term investment, so to speak? There's a lot of Boba Fett already out there. There's already a series called Star Wars Bounty Hunters, and so there could be some confusion among casual collectors between that earlier series and then this War of the Bounty Hunters. So it's 2 totally different series. And if you look on my channel, I've got a couple of graded examples of the 2nd and 3rd print that has Boba Fett on the cover for that one. But that's a totally different series. This is a totally new one that's going to cross over between all of the different lines. And, you know, there's going to be some really amazing covers that I'm going to show you now. Really quickly, I wanted to point to another article. This was on Polygon, and it talks about Charles Soule and kind of his natural desire to kind of expand on Boba Fett's story between Empire Strikes Back and the events of Return of the Jedi. And, you know, it kind of gives a little bit of backstory on him. If I remember, I'll include a link to this article because it's really good reading. I'll include a link in the description to this video on this article because it's definitely worth a read. But Charles Soule has penned a number of different comics, including She-Hulk and Thunderbolts, but he's also penned, as I mentioned already, Darth Vader. He also covered Rise of Kylo Ren, Poe Dameron, which is another excellent comic read that I've actually read in the omnibus kind of style. And, you know, he's written a lot of interesting things, and his kickoff, he had a novel called Light of the Jedi, and a lot of that source material was used to make the High Republic and High Republic Adventures series that Marvel's really pushing this year. So, you know, he's really got his fingerprints all over the modern Star Wars comics being put out by Marvel Comics. So it seemed like it was a natural fit to get him in here and to get his story in here on this. But so let's read a couple of things that he said about this miniseries. The main story that we're dealing with is a Boba Fett-focused crime epic that involves Boba Fett going up against some of the heaviest hitters in the galaxy: Jabba the Hutt, Black Sun, Darth Vader, and a bunch of others. And you know, me personally, I'm most excited about them including Black Sun. I've read, you know, Black Sun has been featured in a number of older novels, and it's really cool to see them kind of bring them to the comics in more detail. Prince Zizor has been in a few of the Dark Horse comics back with the Heir of the Empire era. But anyway, this all lines up with War of the Bounty Hunters #1, which introduces a cloaked crime lord who has pilfered Han Solo's carbonite frozen body from Boba
with plans to put it up for auction. Our anti-hero wastes no time searching for clues as to who may be behind the operation. So it just sounds like a really fascinating story, and the fact that they're bringing in all these old names is just going to be really exciting. And I think now I wanted to show you some of the different comic covers that are available, and I wanted to start with Alpha #1, which is kind of the prelude issue. And you can already see this is the main cover issue. The one that I'm giving away as part of this subscriber giveaway is the McNiven Crimson variant. So that's all in red, whereas the standard issue has the more the colors that we're used to for Boba Fett on there. But there are, as you can see here, there are just a ton of different covers on the right-hand side. There's a beautiful homage cover that to New Mutants '98. This one was a exclusive where there's only, I think, 3,000 sold, but this is an homage to New Mutants '98 with the first appearance of Cable. And so that one's a really cool one, and that one seems to be selling pretty well. The other big one I wanted to mention is this one. This is the Inhook Lee variant. This one has been selling like hotcakes already on the secondary market, already going for double and triple. I've got one of these with the trade variant cover that you see here. I've got one of those pre-ordered CGC, so I'm excited to get that one in. But this is one that is in really high demand already, and they haven't even returned from grading yet. Inhook Lee's, he's done quite a bit of different videos for, comics for Venom, and I believe Something is Killing the Children, a few others, and a really well-known artist that is in high demand. But anyway, you can see all of these different covers, and it's just going to be hard to collect all of them, obviously. So you got to pick and choose which ones are going to be the best fit for you. But here's just a few of the covers. This is the Virgin variant of that homage cover. I've got that one coming as well. So whenever these come in, I'll definitely be showing them off on the channel. But just some really incredible options out there. I believe that this one is a 1 in 50 ratio variant. That's got Boba Fett in the black armor. So that's Alpha #1. But then, this month, #1 was issued, and I want to give a major shout out right now to Matt, who is with Shattered Comics. I'm putting up right now in an insert a link to his Instagram profile at @shattered_comics, and the cover artist Matt and I have become really good friends through Instagram and on the phone and everything else. And he was so kind enough to send me this cover variant. This is the Shattered Comics variant B, where it's an homage to the original Marvel issue. I can't remember the number. I think it's 42. And so that one is absolutely gorgeous. And I want to say thank you again to Matt. Make sure to check him out on Instagram at @shattered_comics. And he also has another one that has them all colored in. If I can find it here, here it is right here. So Matt sent me 2 of these. This is the one that's all colored in, and then this is the variant cover A, and then he also sent me a cover B. So, wow, just a really generous gift of him to do that. And so be on the lookout for this one if you're out there looking. And he's done a number of these kind of homage covers. He did a Lethal Protector Venom issue. He's got one with Punisher and Spider-Man. The What If issue that's pretty well known with the first appearance of Punisher. He's got an Iron Man one. So just really cool covers. And this is kind of the, issue #1 that kind of really dives into the main story. And as you can see, there's just some other incredible covers. Now, this is the John Tyler Christopher action figure variant. That's the other one that I'm giving away as part of this. And let's go ahead and give the details of that now. For those of you watching, all you got to do is be a subscriber. All you got to do is like this video and then leave a comment. You can leave a comment saying, "I hate you, AFG." You're still entered to win it. So I'm going to let it run for a while. And all you got to do, again, is just be a subscriber. Make sure you are a subscriber, because I've done some giveaways before where someone has won and they weren't a subscriber. So you're not going to get it if you're not a subscriber to the channel. So make sure you're a subscriber and just like this video and comment below, and you are automatically entered to win both of these issues, the McNiven and the John Tyler Christopher action figure variant. So I will send those free of charge to whoever wins. And so that's that one. And I just wanted to point out, the other one I wanted to point out is this one. This is a really awesome cover that I have not been able to locate yet. I want to get this one in a 9.8 CGC. This is by David Lopez, and this is a cover homage to the Laraka variant for Darth Vader #3 with the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. So that issue, that Darth Vader #3 goes for big money, $2,000 plus. And so this is a cover homage with Boba Fett looking down instead of Darth Vader looking down on Dr. Aphra. So this is one to get for sure. This is very, very difficult to find, and I would recommend picking that one up. And they have this one available in the Virgin version, as you see here, as well as in the trade version, which you see here. So that is definitely one to be on the lookout for. But there are a number of different, just incredible covers. Here's another one by Carlo Pagulayan. Pagulayan. So that's the variant B. That's the Virgin. So just take a look at all the different covers out there and decide which one you like. And I wanted to show you a few closed sales of some others. This is War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha #1, the Virgin, signed by Clayton Crane. This is a big one. This is one that people have been buying left and right. And this one resold on eBay for $425 already. That's about double, maybe not double. I think the original retail for the signed version in a 9.8 was $250 if memory serves, but it's already resold at $425. And then the Inhook Lee version, Virgin variant. This is one that's already almost doubled in price. So I don't have the Virgin. I just got the trade version, but it seems like those two are in particular are really in high demand. The Clayton Crane version and the Inhook Lee version. So be on the lookout for those. And you know, you got to pick and choose what you like. There's just so many different covers to choose from, but it's going to be a really exciting series. I've definitely picked up some raws I'm going to send to CGC. I've got some already pre-ordered CGC 9.8 between the Alpha #1 and issue #1. So at a later time, whenever they get back from grading and back to me, I will definitely be featuring them on the channel. If you like this kind of content, I hope that you will consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and comment below and be a subscriber in order to win these two comics. And I'll be back soon. Thanks again.